Hello again, Year 2. It's Wednesday today and we're going to be looking at some more two-step word problems. Hopefully you're going to start feeling a bit more confident now. We're halfway through the week and you're going to start feeling a bit more confident about tackling some of these problems by yourself. If you're still feeling a bit wobbly, that's absolutely fine. You can carry on watching and we'll do it together. Okay, so I'm really pleased that you're challenging yourself today. Whether you're doing it on your own or with me, it's really great. So as always, children, let's remind ourselves what we need to do to be successful. To be successful today, we're going to need to read the question carefully. Now, we've learnt over the last few weeks that there are lots of clues in the questions, aren't there? Lots of vocabulary clues to tell us what we need to do. And in a two-step word problem, there's going to be something to do first and something to do after that before we can find the answer. Okay? So we need to find what is first and what is next. We need to decide which operation to use. Sometimes we use two different operations in one question, don't we? We need to decide what's the best method to use. There are lots of different ones to choose from, and we're trying to be as efficient or as quick as we can, aren't we? And then we're going to check our work like we did yesterday when we counted up those coins at the end before we ticked them off. Do you remember? So let's have a look and see what the first question is going to ask us. Let's read it together. Ben, another Ben, has 7 bags of grapes. Each bag has 10 grapes. There's one of the bags of grapes. Got 10 inside. Ben gives 25 grapes to his friends. How many grapes does he have left? Okay, so first of all, Ben goes to the shop, doesn't he? And he buys 7 bags of 10 grapes, 7 lots of 10. That's what he does first. After that, or second, he's feeling generous, so he gives some grapes away. They're gone, aren't they? He gives them away to his friends. And we want to find out how many grapes he has got left. Okay? So it looks as though children will be using two different operations. So focusing on step 1, Ben has got 7 bags or 7 groups, hasn't he? And in each group, he has got 10 grapes. What do you think we're going to be doing? We're going to be multiplying, aren't we? Here's 1 bag of grapes. You can see I've put 10 grapes in there. And I want to know how many grapes there are in 7 bags. So we could write 7, lots of 10, couldn't we? 7 times 10 equals something. Okay, so now that we know that we're multiplying, which method shall we use? Well, which methods do we have to choose from, children? We could draw the problem. Here's 1 bag, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We could draw 7 lots of that, couldn't we? But that would take us ages. So what else could we do? Well, we know how to count up in tens, so we could use our fingers, couldn't we? Well done if you spotted that's going to make it quicker for us. Super. So we're going to get rid of that picture because it's not going to be efficient for us to draw it out, is it? It's going to be better and quicker for us to count in our heads using our fingers. Okay, so counting in tens 7 times. Here we go. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. And adults and children, you may find that your child has started to recall these facts sort of automatically. So you tell them 7 lots of 10 and they can tell you that that's going to be 70. So that's even better. But if you're still working with your fingers, that's really great too. So Ben has got 70 grapes in total, hasn't he? So we've found out how many grapes he bought from the shop. Well done. Have we finished the problem yet? No, we've still got to do step 2. So after that, children, he buys his 70 grapes and he gives some grapes away, doesn't he? And we want to find out how many are left. Using those 2 clues, do you think we're still going to be multiplying? Making it bigger? No. I think that this number here, this total, is going to get smaller because he's given some grapes away, hasn't he? Which operation will we be using? We're going to be taking away, aren't we? We could say giving away or taking away or subtracting, couldn't we? Can you write me a number sentence to show me what you're going to do? You're going to start with your total of 70 grapes. That's how many grapes Ben had all together in his 10 bags. Then he gave away 25 grapes, you're right. And we want to know how many grapes he has left for himself. Okay? Now looking at these 2 numbers here, children, I've got 10s and 1s. So which is going to be the best method? Yes, a number line will help me a lot. Well done. So let's draw ourselves a number line. And on the end of the number line, let's write our largest number so that we can count back this way. Let's split up this number so we know what we're working with and we don't take away too many 10s or too many 1s. Okay, so 25 is made of 2 10s and 5 1s. So starting with our 10s there, let's jump back 2 lots of 10. 1 and 2. And what are we going to land on, children? 70, 60, 50. Well done. Let's take them off. Okay, and the last thing we need to do is take away those 1s. What's the best method to do that with, children? Our fingers, isn't it? You've got it. Okay, so we landed on 50 last time, so let's put that number on our forehead. We're going to count back in 1s 5 times. 50, 49, 48, 47, 46, 45. We landed on 45. Now again, grown-ups, if your child is telling you that fact straight away, that is fabulous. Okay, 45. How many grapes does he have left? He had 45 grapes left. So can you see, children, first we multiplied, didn't we, 7 lots of 10 to find out how many grapes Ben bought in total, and then we used subtraction to take away the grapes that he gave to his friends and find out how many grapes he had left for him. Well done. Okay, next question for today. There are 55 cakes. 20 boys and 19 girls each take a cake. How many cakes are left? Let's read it again. Can we spot what happens first and what happens next? There are 55 cakes. So first of all, 20 boys come along, don't they? And they each take a cake, so 1 each. After the boys come, along come the girls. And they take 1 cake each, don't they? And we want to find out how many cakes are left. Okay, so step 1, some boys come along and they take a cake. They take it away to eat somewhere else. So which operation will we be using to find out the answer to the part 1? Take away, isn't it? Because they take their cakes away and we want to find out how many are left. So what will that look in a number sentence, I hear you cry? 55 to start with, that's our total. Take away 20, because each boy took one cake and there were 20 boys, weren't there? Okay, 55, take away 20 equals something. Now, you might be thinking, aha, a number line is a great idea here. But if you look at the number we're actually taking away, there are 10s in that number, but no 1s to worry about. So why don't we use our fingers? Because we can count back in 10s really easily, can't we? So we're going to put 55 on our foreheads because that's the number we're starting with. And we're going to count back 2 lots of 10, remembering that the 10s number gets smaller and the 1s number stays the same. Here we go. 55, 45, 35. So after the boys had finished taking their cakes away, there were 35 cakes left, weren't there? Let's tick that part off. But it didn't stop there, children. Along came 19 girls, and they took a cake each. So we're still going to be taking away because the girls ate their cakes, didn't they? And they were gone. But this time we're going to have a new total, a new number to start with, because the boys have already been and ransacked the cakes, haven't they? So this time we're going to start with 35, because by the time the boys had finished there were only 35 left. And we're going to take away 19 cakes because there were 19 girls that had one each. Okay? And we want to find out how many cakes there were left. So here's where a number line is going to come in really handy, because you can see that in this smaller number there are both 10s and 1s. Okay? So, on goes 35. We're going to split this number here into 1 lot of 10 and 9 1s. We're going to take away that 10, aren't we? So we're going to land on 25. You've got it, well done. Take it off. And then we're going to take away those 1s, aren't we? Using our fingers, shall we? Okay, so this time 25 is going to go on my forehead because that is where I finished when I took away my 10. Counting back in 1s 9 times. 24, 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16. So we've taken away 9 1s and we landed on 16. So when the girls had been and the boys had been before them, there were 16 cakes left over, weren't there? So first we took away 20 cakes for the 20 boys, and then we took away 19 cakes for the 19 girls, and we were left with 16 cakes after that. Well done, everybody. See you tomorrow for some more word problems in 2 steps.